The newly emerging economic bloc known as the Brics took the historic step to counter the usual unipolar world. The grouping of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa has embraced 6 nations into its domain: Saudi Arabia, Iran, Ethiopia, the UAE, Argentina, and Egypt are the new coming BRICS members. As the economic tensions soar and geopolitics contentions becomes a battleground, the global south is making the newly emerging economic bloc BRICS their shield. Professor Lawrence Freeman, who is a Senior Political-Economic Analyst for Africa, notes the formation of the BRICS would bring fundamental political and economic alternatives to the world.
And with the addition now of 6 nations, which brings the number of nations in the BRICS to 11, that we have witnessed a fundamental change in the reality of politics and economics in the world today. There is now an alternative institution to the rules-based order dominated by the West. There's an alternative economic institution to the International Monetary Fund and World Bank. And even though the BRICS is small in terms of its financial lending capacity, it represents in embryo an entirely alternate political economic system, a system that's dedicated to economic growth.
The expansion of the BRICS would knock off the long-time unipolar world order, Professor Lawrence reiterated.
The unipolar world, where the West has hegemony in their rules-based order, in their geopolitical zero-sum game view, that unipolar world is over. It's been broken. It's been broken by the conflict in Russia, between Russia and Ukraine, and it is now completely broken by the expansion of the BRICS.
Ethiopia and Egypt in the Eastern and Northern Africa, respectively, are pursuing aggressive industrial economic development policies. And that is why these 2 nations summoned by the BRICS, Lawrence Freeman explained.
Both countries have very large populations. Ethiopia probably 115 million or more, Egypt 105 million or more. Ethiopia dominates East Africa and the Horn of Africa by its size and by its economy. Equally, Egypt in the north of the continent has similar relations. Both nations have pursued aggressive industrial economic policies. Ethiopia's had in the past a very positive growth rate and expansion rate and investment in infrastructure. Egypt is as well.